Islam versus Ian Machado Gary. Dagestan versus Ireland. Ian McGarry, confident as ever. Ian McGarry is reminding us of a young Conor McGregor. He believes he's going to go in there. He believes he's going to... And in Islam saying that Ian's going to dance around. I think Islam knows this is a tough fight. I think Islam is aware of how hard it's going to be to get a hold of Ian. Ian's long. He's sharp. He's fast. He's focused. He wants this more than he wants oxygen in his fucking lungs.
Islam's called this fight the Timu version of McGregor versus Khabib. I don't think that Gary's dumb enough to fall for that. I believe that this fight will be determined by what happens in the beginning of the fight. If Gary is able to stay upright for the first round, it could be a long night for Islam. But if Islam is able to secure takedowns early, it's a hard fight for Ian Gary.
The bottom line about Islam is no one's able to get away from him. Very good standing up now, and he gets a hold of you, you're a Phil. He has a different kind of wrestling. His submissions are fucking insane too. He's just got a vice grip, man.
I know.
Because when I would stand next to him in the octagon when he was the 55-pound champion, I'd be like, how?
Yeah.
How do you weigh 55? That doesn't even make any sense. You're 190 pounds right now.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. If I put you on a scale, you weigh 190. If Ian Gary can get off sharp combinations early, he could stun him.
Yeah.
Because Ian can move. He's fast as and he's super accurate. And the way he throws his strikes is like real clean.
Yeah.
No fat in his move. Pop, pop.
Yeah.
Everything's like pop, pop. Yeah, he's not like a physically overpowering guy. It's technique. His technique is sharp.
What if Islam Makhachev's toughest fights don't happen inside the octagon, but inside his own training camp? While many UFC fighters carefully control the intensity of their training, Makhachev takes a very different approach. He regularly returns to the mountains of Dagestan, where every session is designed to test his limits. Surrounded by Khabib Nurmagomedov and some of the world's best wrestlers, each round is treated like a championship battle, with no room to ease up. Many fighters and coaches believe this relentless environment is one of the biggest reasons Makhachev continues to dominate elite competition. But that raises an even bigger question. What really happens inside this legendary training camp that has the entire MMA world talking?
Не нужно делать, вот руки снизу и на спину ложишь. Вот хорошо.
День боя. Пришли чуть растянуться, размяться, чуть пропотеть, потому что много жидкости, плюс после взвешивания надо как бы чуть разогнать по телу. Как обычно, всегда вот такой же у нас план. Просыпаемся утром в день боя, идем 30-40 тренировок, маленькая растяжка и все. Сейчас пойдем завтракать, отдыхать, и все, мы готовы.
Islam Makhachev's training camp runs with remarkable precision, built around discipline, relentless conditioning, and constant repetition. Long before the spotlight or cameras appear, every day is packed with demanding sessions, each focused on sharpening a different part of his game. Whether it's wrestling, striking, grappling, or improving his cardio, every workout has a clear purpose. His coaches expect championship-level intensity from the opening minute to the very end, constantly pushing him to perform at an unforgiving pace. That unwavering commitment has become one of the biggest reasons behind Makhachev's dominance, proving that years of structured preparation and attention to detail continue to separate him from the rest of the
Честно сказать, не такой большой фанат ММА был, там, чтобы я там смотрел бои, там кто-то рассказывает, я вижу интервью, что там диски были первых боев UFC. У меня такого не было, честно. Просто вот как-то мне понравился этот вид спорта. Я начал этим заниматься, попал, наверное, большую роль, что сыграл, попал в хорошую команду в нужное время. Вот у меня было тогда такое время, когда я менял разные виды спорта от одного к другому, переезд там с Махачкалы, я переехал там в пригород. И такой момент был, не мог себя найти, честно.
Makhachev doesn't surround himself with ordinary training partners. Instead, he works alongside elite wrestlers and world-class grapplers who constantly push him to his absolute limits. Every round is fiercely competitive, with no easy opponents and no special treatment simply because he holds the championship. That relentless environment forces him to make split-second decisions, stay composed under pressure, and manage his energy while fighting for every position. It's this level of intensity, repeated day after day, that continues to refine his control, sharpen his instincts, and prepare him for the toughest battles inside the octagon.
Опять-таки, тихо, стоп. Стоп. Умар отжался вместо Якуба. Давай. Умар отжался вместо Якуба. Да, сейчас, подожди, да.
Они мокрые или они? Да, мокрые можно.
Это стиль такой. Рашид делает за Хушет, давай.
Брат, Рашид, делай. Он же говорил, 50 говорил.
Приседание он будет делать!
Давай. Кто там, коллеги? Четко.
9, 10.
Носом трогай, Лей, носом!
Under Khabib Nurmagomedov's guidance, the focus extends far beyond physical conditioning. Every training session is built around discipline, smart decision-making, and mental resilience. Instead of relying solely on athletic ability, fighters are taught to stay patient, control every exchange, and never surrender dominant positions. Even the smallest mistakes are corrected the moment they happen, creating a culture where attention to detail is non-negotiable. Over time, those habits become second nature, and in championship fights, they're often the difference between victory and
Самая
defeat.
тяжелая часть нашей профессии – весогонка. Вот мы вчера с 8 до 11 гоняли. 11 он лег спать, поспал до 6 утра. И вот сейчас с 6 до полдевятого уже, да? Где-то 2,5. Ну, всегда будет. Где-то 2-3 часа сгонка последняя. Это такая самая тяжелая часть нашей профессии. Все нормально. Ислам профессионал своего дела. И в этом плане у него никогда к нему вопроса не было. Так что я думаю, что иншаллах будем весь.
One of the biggest reasons Islam Makhachev is able to maintain such a relentless pace is his exceptional conditioning. His training routine includes demanding mountain runs, high-intensity cardio workouts, and countless rounds of wrestling designed to push his endurance to the limit. The objective isn't simply to improve stamina, it's to apply non-stop pressure from the opening bell to the final round. Even after completing physically exhausting sessions, the work doesn't stop. Technical drills continue, with no shortcuts and no reduced intensity. That relentless commitment to preparation is what allows Makhachev to keep increasing the pace, even as many of his opponents begin to slow down and
Here
fatigue.
in the arena is the time, we have 1.5 hours to go. Islam just gonna warm up a little bit, and it's it's his night. This is where he have to show his skills. This is where he have to show who is Islam Makhachev and what he's capable of. Tonight, you can be a witness of champion in
striking has also
In recent training camps, striking has become an increasingly important part of Islam Makhachev's preparation. Pad work, live sparring, footwork exercises, and defensive movement are practiced over and over until they become automatic. The goal is to make him just as confident exchanging punches on the feet as he is controlling opponents on the ground. That well-rounded approach has transformed Makhachev into a far more unpredictable fighter than many people once expected. With every training camp, the focus isn't just on refining one area of his game, it's on evolving into a more complete and dangerous mixed martial artist. Another defining feature of Islam Makhachev's preparation is the elite level of competition he faces every single day in training. His camp is filled with top-tier wrestlers, world-class grapplers, and experienced MMA fighters who constantly test his abilities. Rather than treating him like a champion, they push him as if he's just another athlete fighting to prove himself. That highly competitive environment leaves no room for complacency and forces him to earn every successful round. It's one of the key reasons his standards remain so high, and few champions experience that kind of relentless pressure long before they ever step inside the octagon. Recovery plays just as important a role in Islam Makhachev's preparation as the training itself. Ice baths, stretching, proper nutrition, quality sleep, and carefully structured recovery sessions are all essential parts of his routine. These methods help his body recover from the demands of an intense training camp while keeping him fresh for the next challenge. His coaches understand that pushing too hard without proper recovery can be just as harmful as not training enough. That's why every part of the schedule is carefully balanced to maximize performance while protecting his long-term health. As a result, Makhachev steps into fight night not only in peak physical condition, but also mentally sharp and fully prepared.
Бои впереди. И вот эти 1,5 месяца я лучше буду рядом, эти 1,5-2-3 месяца, чем потом буду жалеть, что вот если бы я был бы рядом, было бы по-другому. По мере возможности я стараюсь быть рядом и помогать. Я всегда там или созваниваюсь, или в зале, или прихожу, сам борюсь, сам показываю, делюсь. Потому что я чувствую, что у меня есть еще много чего, с чем я могу с ними поделиться.
Michael Bisping believes Islam Makhachev's relentless preparation is one of the biggest reasons he continues to dominate the world's best fighters. In Bisping's view, very few athletes experience the same level of intensity and pressure that Makhachev faces every single day inside his training camp. He has often highlighted Islam's elite conditioning, dominant wrestling, and rapidly improving striking as the qualities that make him such a difficult challenge for any opponent. According to Bisping, if Makhachev executes his usual game plan, he'll be able to dictate the pace from the very beginning of the fight. And based on everything he's seen so far, another commanding performance from the lightweight champion would come as no surprise.
Makhachev is the GOAT. He's going to take him down. The man's Irish. They don't wrestle in Ireland, for crying out loud. Well, guess what? He's a well-rounded mixed martial artist. He's 17-1. He had a very, very close fight with Shavkat Rakhmonov. Ended the fight threatening the rear naked choke. He beat the former champion, Belal Muhammad, that wrestled the life out of Leon Edwards, okay? So this is a real...
Joe Rogan has often spoken about the unique training culture in Dagestan, describing it as one of the most demanding environments in all of mixed martial arts. He believes Islam Makhachev gains a major advantage by training alongside world-class wrestlers every day, rather than taking easier rounds or lighter sessions. According to Rogan, that level of competition builds a confidence that becomes obvious once Makhachev steps inside the octagon. While he acknowledges that every opponent deserves respect, he believes very few fighters can match the relentless pace and pressure that Islam develops through his daily preparation. For that reason, Rogan continues to see Makhachev as having a significant advantage whenever he enters a high-stakes fight.
Makhachev. Dude goes up one weight class, goes up to 170. He was the 55-pound most dominant champion ever, most title defenses at 55 ever. Just dominates at 170. Like, every round. People are saying it's boring, but listen, man, it's boring if you're a casual. The fact that he was able to do it.
Daniel Cormier understands better than most just how demanding elite wrestling camps can be, and he believes Islam Makhachev's preparation sets him apart from nearly everyone else in the sport. Having experienced that level of training firsthand, Cormier has explained that working with top-tier partners every single day makes actual fights feel far less overwhelming. In his view, Makhachev has the ability to control where the fight takes place, forcing opponents into positions where they're least comfortable. Cormier believes that combination of world-class experience, discipline, and exceptional conditioning is incredibly difficult to overcome. That's why he sees Islam entering every fight with a major advantage before the octagon door even closes.
To fight Islam Makhachev, who is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world now. No questions about it, because obviously Ilya was in the conversation, but then with him losing to Justin Gaethje, Islam is unchallenged as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
Chael Sonnen believes Islam Makhachev's greatest strength isn't just his wrestling. It's the entire system behind his training camp. According to Sonnen, the culture in Dagestan has built a championship mindset where every practice is approached with the intensity of a title fight. He argues that this environment produces fighters who remain calm under pressure and never lose their composure when the stakes are highest. In Sonnen's view, many opponents don't realize until it's too late that they're facing someone who has already endured even tougher battles inside the training room. That's exactly why he continues to favor Makhachev against almost anyone placed in front of him.
I think Ian Gary can beat Islam. Now, I'm not predicting for you that he's going to, or we'll get to that as this fight gets closer, but I'm sharing for you he can. And Ian Gary is a pain in the ass. And this whole thing that he can't wrestle, go ask Rakhmonov if that's true. Or this whole thing that you can take Ian's back and finish him. Go ask Rakhmonov if that's true. Or anybody else that Ian's ever fought, or anyone else that's ever had.
The MMA Guru believes Islam Makhachev's training camp has become the benchmark for excellence in modern mixed martial arts. In his opinion, the champion's remarkable consistency comes from facing elite-level competition every day, long before he ever steps into the octagon. According to Guru, each training camp adds another layer to Makhachev's striking while preserving the elite wrestling that made him a champion in the first place. He believes that constant evolution will continue to frustrate future challengers, making Makhachev one of the most difficult fighters in the sport to prepare for.
Underdog there. And his name's Ian Machado Gary, and he should lose. And Islam Makhachev's on this GOAT horizon. And man, if he wins this one, we may have to have some uncomfortable conversations about the...
Arman Tsarukyan has already experienced Islam Makhachev's skill set firsthand, giving him a unique perspective on what makes the champion so difficult to deal with. Despite being one of his biggest rivals, Tsarukyan has openly acknowledged Makhachev's discipline and relentless commitment throughout every training camp. He understands that Islam's preparation is a major reason he continues to perform at such an elite level. In Arman's view, the intensity of those camps produces a fighter capable of competing with anyone in the world. The respect he has shown, even as a direct competitor, speaks volumes about how highly Makhachev's preparation is regarded across the MMA community.
Next UFC 330, next month against Ian Machado Gary. You're good at predictions, so who do you got in that fight?
I got Islam.
How?
It's a tough fight. I think it's a...
Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson has always admired fighters who build their success on strong fundamentals, and he believes Islam Makhachev embodies that approach perfectly. Johnson has highlighted Makhachev's patience, technical discipline, and smart energy management as clear signs of a fighter whose preparation is at the highest level. In his view, those qualities aren't developed overnight. They're the result of years of structured training, consistency, and attention to detail. Because of that foundation, Johnson believes Makhachev is capable of maintaining championship-level performances for years to come. It's that complete skill set and unwavering fundamentals that make him one of the most well-rounded fighters in the sport.
Makhachev taking on Ian Gary for the welterweight, which is a sick fight because I remember that back in the good old days, I would see your ass fight 3 times in a year. Just boom, boom, boom. Like, you defended the belt multiple times in a fucking year, so you got to see your favorite athlete and your favorite champion fight so often. But now, you're lucky to see Islam fight once a year, or even, it's just hard. But the fact that we get to see him, fight Ian Gary, that's going to be a sick fight.
If you enjoyed this deep dive into Islam Makhachev's legendary Dagestan training camp, there's plenty more on the way. We bring you in-depth UFC breakdowns, fight predictions, expert analysis, and behind-the-scenes stories from the biggest names in mixed martial arts. If you don't want to miss our next video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like if you enjoyed this one, and let us know your prediction for Islam's next fight in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.